What I would point to is the apparent sort of randomness of things happening. I mean, I might start in that sort of way, in the kind of way actually that Richard Dawkins does, where he says, look, if you look out there at the living world, it's all pretty random. Things die, other things live, meteorites hit the planet, and cause extinctions. So there's all this sort of random stuff going on. So it doesn't look as if it's got any rhyme or reason. People come, people go. Some people die young from horrible diseases. Other people live to ripe old age. It doesn't matter if they're good or evil. Seems to be these things happen to all kinds of people. So I think the young atheist might think, that looks pretty random to me and doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason that I could put my finger on. So if there's a good God out there, why did he make things in that kind of way? I think I would say to the young atheist, look, we've got an amazing universe out there. And actually, this universe is very finely tuned, it's well ordered, it's very carefully ordered so we can be here on this planet, so we can exist. When you actually start looking in biology, when you start looking at the way living things are put together, what you find is that there's a whole pattern to it, actually. It looks random when you first start looking at it, but actually if you stand back a bit and look at the story as a whole, there's clearly a huge increase in biological complexity on this Earth with the passage of geological time, for example. So things have been evolving and they've got more complex and a certain, not in a very even way, but still it looks more like there's a pattern to it, there's an overall story. So if you look very close up, you can't see the story. It's a bit like going to a novel, where if you look at just page 33, it's a bit confusing because you can't fit all the bits together. But if you actually look at the whole book, then you think, so it's all beginning to make sense now, and there seems to be a story going on. So whether you stand back and look at the universe as a whole, or whether you look at just life itself and the history of life on this planet, or even if you just look at history and what's going on in history, I think also at that level you begin to see patterns emerging and you think it looks like something's going on here that's pointing to possibly an intelligence or a God or some meaning and purpose behind it all.